Hey, this is Notser, and we are in the Tier 8 French cruiser, Charles Martel. He has 38,000 health, a top speed of 32.5 knots, 9 203mm guns, 6 torpedoes, a surface detect of 11.7 kilometers, and 48 AA defense rating. For my modules, reduce crit chance on main armament, improved aiming accuracy, reduce the chance of flood and fire, faster rudder shift, improved steering. For my commander, priority target, direction center, catapult fighter, expert marksman, adrenaline rush, superintendent, demolition expert, vigilance, and concealment. We are on the map north, and this is the updated version of this particular ship. The Tier 8 got a buff from 12 seconds to 10 seconds on the rate of fire. You notice that I listed off the rudder shift because that is really important. I think it's probably really important that you know that. It'll inform you whether it's a maneuverable ship, whether it can compensate for low armor, and this has low armor. Very low armor, so you need to sort of address every target that could potentially hurt you, but the rate of fire boost is so nice. We tried to engage the enemy Benson. He knows exactly where he needs to go, right behind the island, and he's going to sit there. From the Alba, have no idea what he's trying to do. Now, as I have played this ship, I have played all the tiers, well, pretty much all the tiers since the changes, and I have to say that I really do like the changes to 7, 8, 9, and 10. I kind of feel like maybe 10 and, well, not 10, but I think 9 is probably borderline too good. It's not bad to have a really good ship. At least one good ship in a line. Now, there's nothing offensive about that. But going to tiers 3, 4, 5, and 6 and seeing just how much they had to give up, it's gonna be a situation where maybe good players could get the most out of them. But now, if you miss your shot, you are going to be punished so hard at those low tiers. So maybe you won't even want to continue forward to tier 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's my concern. Is it a real concern, a realistic concern? I don't know. I can't speak to you as an average player. I am a power user in World Warships in the truest sense. I have played this game every single day since it has entered closed beta. I have played at least 2 to 3 battles every single day for years, and that's because it's my job. But also, to stay informed, I don't know what it's like to, be someone coming to the game fresh, not familiar with the aiming model, all this stuff. Rate of fire really does improve a chance of a player to hit a target. So these late tier ships are going to feel better just to control. Then you go to tier 10 and it's like 17 seconds. But the 203s at 8 and 9 feel good. The rate of fire feels fair. It feels right in the wheelhouse of every other cruiser at that tier. It feels really good to have the 203s. And the velocity's fair. But I can't honestly tell you that I have a good perspective of 90% of the players. My perspective is completely blown out of proportion. I don't have a normal view of the game. All I can try and do is inform you about what a higher than average skill player can do with the particular ship. And in this particular ship, the boost is so awesome. You can get around the map and really make plays. In another ship, I probably couldn't get into a position to address either the Hipper or the enemy ships on the eastern flank as easily. Yeah, the speed's not crazy, but it boosts the engine power of the ship itself, so it's going to be more responsive when you try to drop the speed or speed up, and it's very good at dodging. Clearly, I have gone a dodge build. That's why my rudder is so good. That's why I don't have great concealment. I expect to be seen. But it doesn't matter that I'm seen. I expect to dodge out of the way more often than not. And that does work out. Now, this enemy Hipper showing a perfect broadside. Clearly a mistake by him. Clearly, I should be able to punish him better. The placement of the shells feels good, but not quite as good as it needs to. And we're going to try. This looks much better. This could be a Citadel. Oh, so close to a Citadel. So very close. Friendly is taken out I don't know why two friendlies on this flank decided to push forward and die so easily. I do have to switch back to HE to address an angled cruiser. Nothing shocking here. My speed boost is on cooldown, and we're going to have to wait for it to come back up, but we're able to kill off the Hipper. Now, this Colorado is going 1 versus 3. That Benson that was over by C point, capturing it, and playing with that island, he went on forward to D. And I'm going to try and wear these guys out. This is a 1 versus 3 scenario, and I'm going to try and turn it into an advantage for our team by ambushing the Gneisenau, Darth Sidious. 2. I guess there's Darth Sidious with no number and Darth Sidious 1, so there's actually 3 Darth Sidious on North American realm. That is terrifying, guys. Either way, he's broadside. Gonna switch to AP, send out the torpedoes. Maybe they'll hit, maybe they won't. It doesn't really hurt me to send them. I could send them in between my reload. The arc of the torpedoes are so easy to use. I mean, it's just a bonus. The only real risk is maybe I'll have a better opportunity. That's the real risk. And this Colorado, he's in trouble. He's in trouble. The Gneisenau is trying to get into torpedo range. He's not going to be able to get in torpedo range before he dies. Enemy Bayern is showing a ton of side to me. I just love how these guys, they just don't respect you. You know, you don't get any respect. You're like Rodney. No respect. No respect. Well, I'm going to have to break something to you. If you show your side, I'm going to be doing 8 to 9,000, well, 5 to 8 to 9,000 per salvo, and it's going to hurt a ton. And you're not going to be able to escape. There is no retreating from the French. If they have an advantage, they will press the attack. That is probably the scariest aspect of the cruisers, especially for a destroyer. You cannot escape them. Japanese, Americans, Germans, unless you use a combination of your concealment and speed boost. You will not get away from them. You will be able to push that speed. This is without a signal flag, by the way. It's going to be way worse with a signal flag. Probably going to reach into the 38, 39 knot region. So destroyers, you better run, and you better run really quickly. If you detect you have a disadvantage, and they have a disadvantage, I'm going to kill the destroyer when I get a chance. I do have Hydro. He did send his torpedoes, so I think he only has 1 set. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he sent another set of the Colorado. But we're turning this completely around. They don't want to be anywhere near me. And it looks like they're actually retreating to the other side, to C point. So I did consider for a second, oh, look at the Benson. Get the Benson. Don't go after the battleship. Go after the Benson, Notser. I'm going to fire off the lash of the AP. Yeah, that's not too bad. Not too bad. We have to... The chance, the opportunity to benefit from his smoke, and they are just completely out in the open. Yes, I did change to the Benson. I'm not going to let him survive. No, 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 Mr. Benson. Notice where he's looking, though. He's looking beyond my ship, so that was a clear torpedo send. I'm going to have to speed up and angle against the torpedoes, which it should be easy to do. No big deal at all. We kill off the enemy Benson, of course. Because of the speed boost, we're going to get real quick into a position where, yep, the torpedoes are not relevant. Now, I don't want to overrun D point. I do want to capture it. I'm still going to fire on the Bayern. I'm still going to keep HE. I didn't really feel like he was ever going to give me a perfect angle. Maybe AP's the right way. Either way, I think we're going to kill him. Yeah, we're going to kill him. He's going to die to it. Really? He put the dot out? Really? One more salvo for him? And it was screwing around there. Oh, come on. This is exactly what I didn't want to see. Exactly what I did. Fine. Good, Colorado. Good job. So we need to capture C point. Absolutely. Friendly Bayern is going up against the enemy destroyer. The Colorado is not going to be able to keep up with anything. He is so slow compared. All these guys are so slow compared to me. And there's a Fubuki and an aircraft carrier. That's about it. Yeah, this is bad. This is really bad. I don't know if I can win this game, but I'm going to try. I'm enjoying the game so far in the ship. I do feel like I can really dictate different parts of the map, take advantage of exactly what is open to me, capture bases outside of range of the enemy. That is sort of what the French are going to be doing. They're not going to rely on their armor, absolutely not. They're not going to rely on their torpedo systems. They're not going to rely on smoke. They're not going to rely on radar. They're going to rely on getting into a position that is a advantageous position for them and their teammates. And they're going to continue to push the advantage when possible. And this enemy Cleveland, he's trying to stop it. The enemy dive bomber is going to try and stop the capture. I just want to avoid shots. Don't touch me until I actually capture the base. 5, 4, 3, 2, and of course the dive bomber hits, interrupts the capture. There's really not a good chance here. I need to go, but the Colorado is not in position, and I outrun the capture. And I'm like, oh man, that aircraft carrier has to be close. That has to be so close. Telling the Colorado, capture C point. And this is probably a mistake by me. I felt like the aircraft carrier was, well, we have to address this. He's going to go after me. I felt like the aircraft carrier has to be close. He has to be just outside of my detection for that. And in fact, he probably is. Look at what's detecting me. Just a regular ship, and yeah, he's trying to get in position to dive bomb. And I'm trying to turn, trying to avoid, and oh boy, are we going to be able to avoid this? I'm going to try and pass through. I'm going to play with the throttle just enough to clear the back torpedo. Are we going to be able to angle to avoid the front torpedo? Oh, yes. Just enough. But now he's outside of my detection. Now he's either cleared an island or is behind an island. I don't get that tell that I used to get with the line of sight. So I'm really questioning whether I should continue going after the aircraft carrier or go over to B point. Because, let's face it, we are going to lose this game if I don't make a play. If I choose poorly and I never run into the aircraft carrier, we're losing. It's an over game. Game's so over. If I go back towards B point and the aircraft carrier is just outside of my vision, I'm giving up on getting a free kill because he can't defend himself. He can't defend himself. So this is a really, really difficult choice. Really difficult choice. I expect that my Colorado will be able to take out the Cleveland. He does capture C point. I have no idea where that, well, now I know there are someone, and I think it's the destroyer because look at where that aircraft carrier came from, the aircraft carrier northeast of my position. So I think the destroyer is over by D point. I think the aircraft carrier is northeast of my position, and of course there is an enemy cruiser that is coming my way, and we're going to see. He has more health. He's one tier behind me, but it's all on who gets better shots, who uses the better ammo, and my AP didn't work out. Thankfully, the Colorado takes out the Cleveland. The friendly Fubuki is very cautious. Very cautious. Honestly, I think he was overly cautious in this position. He could have probably gone for B point or A point, and we lose the Colorado. Man. So I'm just going to keep up the HE fire, head directly towards B point, use my speed boost when available. And I'm using premium, I'm using superintendent. You will work through these speed boost charges so much because you get, if you're like me and you're trying to make plays, you got to get around the map quick. That's what speed boost is for. And we've almost brought this to an even hit points. I'm very close to that. We're also very close to B point, and oh, we're going to be able to avoid the torpedoes. By the way, torpedoes really aren't that bad. Because you move so fast, you can clear torpedoes that probably you wouldn't normally be able to clear in a cruiser. So keep that in mind, keep that in mind. But we're doing okay damage. We set him on fire again. I believe that's going to keep him stuck with the fire. The steering, it's not a big deal. You know, we have enemy torpedo bombers incoming. I would really prefer if the aircraft carrier would scout out the enemy destroyer. That would be more helpful than him trying to go after a target that's easily going to die to me. But, you know, everyone's learning the game at different paces. It could be a new aircraft carrier captain, or maybe he's just doing what he thinks is right, trying to help me out, get the kill. Clearly, we've only taken 3,000 from the enemy, and I've done most of his health, and in fact, we've done all his health. The enemy is trying to bomb us. But we've got 2 aircraft, and our AA's just enough. Just enough. And look at where the Fubuki went. He was so afraid of taking damage that he came to a point where I didn't need his help. And in fact, he's not going to actually get on the capture point until the very last second. So he probably saved 3-4 seconds off the capture. I really did need information on the eastern side. So I tell him, go for A. Maybe I should have said that earlier. It's just one of those things. You can just hear the sigh. Nobody's a bad player. It's just, in this scenario, we need to overextend our comfort zone. We have to do something that will make us a little bit less comfortable than we probably would be. You know? We can't just rely on never being seen and just hoping that our teammates will make a play. You've got to overextend, hope that the enemy misses their shots, make them actually land those shots. Don't give them the benefit of the doubt, especially when it's this close to the end. What's the worst that can happen? You die and the game's over? The game's over in 20 or 30 seconds anyway. And obviously, someone is capturing C point. I'm trying to get over there as quickly as I can. I'm begging that the fighter go over to C and scout out the destroyer. But no, he goes directly for the enemy fighters. And now they're stuck in Mortal Kombat. They're not going to disengage. Just based on the players, they're not going to strafe away from each other. Just going to kill each other off. But that's not helping me. I use hydroacoustic. I see the Akatsuki. And, oh, man. 991. It's going to go up to 997. And we're not even going to get a chance to fire at him. Enemy Rangers over there, too. We lose the game, but the ship did not let us down. The ship really gave the team a chance to win. We made multiple advances to improve the chances on different flanks. That Colorado would have been toast without us, and a bunch of places would have also. 4 kills, 123,000 damage done, 8 fires, 2 base captures, defended, aircraft shot down, honestly surprised by that, 1,801 base XP. We almost beat out the winning side, and the winning side gets 1.5 modifier on that. So, we crushed it. This ship felt great, the speed boost felt great, the rate of fire felt great, the agility is fantastic. I really do enjoy playing the French cruisers. My time with them is way better after the changes, across the board. A ton of AP, HE, and fires. No torpedo hits, not surprising, that's just the way it works out. I hope you liked seeing this revised version of the Tier 8. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.